You know, you mentioned the CHIPS Act as an example of successful Biden legislation. Since August of 2024, none of that has actually come to fruition. They've had delays with plant manufacturing in Arizona. Nothing's gone on in Ohio. South Korea, I suppose, is delaying the construction in the Arizona factory. I mean, how could you say that the policy is effective because we got it through Congress, but it's not actually coming to fruition yet? And it's been, what, 2022 that was passed or something?
So you're telling me you don't think any large companies have allocated money towards factories? The fact that you're saying things are getting delayed already betrays the premise that you're saying that nothing has been done. The fact that there is a delay means that the process is already working. The money has already been allocated from the federal budget, meaning there are already companies that are setting up shop to take advantage of it, meaning that it's already working its way through the system in order to get those plants built. I don't know why you would say, you see how there's a delay here? Doesn't that mean nothing is going on? Well, no, if nothing was going on, there'd be nothing to delay.
There are delays, though, because of certain initiatives from the administration, such as DEI initiative, climate change initiatives, which introduce different impediments which otherwise wouldn't be there.
Which DEI initiative came from the Biden administration that's slowing things down?
The whole monster. I mean, that's like the entire, it's the way the whole thing works, is you have to have different initiatives.
I'm going to ask the same question when you're done rambling. I just want to know what one policy or initiative from the Biden admin that was the DEI initiative that is affecting businesses. I'm going to ask the same thing when you do your platitudes when you're done, just letting you know. What DEI initiative? What specific policy? What specific regulation?
Yes, I know. You're asking me for a source.
Law?
I am not in front of my laptop. I cannot exactly name.
I didn't ask you for a source.
Do you deny the existence of those sources, though? Are you saying there is no initiative? There is no DEI initiative or climate change initiative? I'm just making that up. There are no impediments. It would be the same under this administration as it would be under the Trump administration.
Okay, well, the audience can decide for themselves. Like I said, it's empty platitudes. It means nothing. DEI initiatives, climate change initiatives, like none of these words are boogeymen. They mean nothing. You're just saying things that are supposed to be spooky and scary.
Again, do you deny the existence of those? Just because I can't name specifically, those just don't exist. There's no DEI initiative. There's no climate change initiative. It's all just nonsense.
When you say climate change initiative, I mean, climate change was a big part of the infrastructure bill. There's a lot of money that was allocated for certain types of infrastructure renewals that tended to favor, but are these bad? Are you saying that is this what you were referring to? Were you referring to the infrastructure bill when you said climate change initiatives? What DEI initiatives were you referring to? I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
It's a boogeyman.
When you're doing something like constructing factories to build microprocessors, if there are initiatives in place that you have to go through, such as dealing with making sure everything is environmentally friendly and green, whatever that means. That's why even Biden said on the hot mic that this was just their version of the Green New Deal. We got it done.
I'm sorry, so the alternative is we should be making new factories that aren't environmentally friendly? Is that what you're seriously arguing for?
That's not what I mean. That's obviously not what I mean. I am simply saying that there are initiatives which exist under this administration which would not exist in other administrations. Your big success is, well, we at least got the microprocessors underway. And it's like, okay, well, we have 15,000 convicted murderers now who are in the country through the southern border because your president removed barricades that have enabled these people to now just flood into the country from we don't even know where.
You know that 15,000 number, you're not accurately citing that, right? That is with the totality of non-citizens that are in the country that have committed a violent crime. They didn't all come in the 4 years under Biden. You're making that up. You can Google 14,000 homicides or 14,000 violent crime and look up that number to pretend that they all came in. Also, what they all came in through the southern border, where the federal government, by the way, has exclusive purview to do immigration policy. That's where they all came in from. How would you even know that? Are they just watching them come in and writing them down in a notebook? And then, even the premise of this, again, is ridiculous. It's all like boogeyman bullshit. If you care about the border so much, why are you happy that Trump blocked the bill?
Well, because again, that immigration bill was not actually addressing things substantively. They were trying to score political points because Americans are expressing anxiety about immigration, which is to say they're unhappy with the way that the Biden administration has handled it. Because again, on day one, you have to tell me, why did he stop doing the things that Trump had? Why did he halt the construction of the border wall?
Yeah, so there was no border wall under Trump. It just never happened. Nothing in Congress ever got done in regards to a border wall. So everything you're saying about that is fantastic.
That's not true. He was building
that border bill. When you say the border bill was political points, killing the border bill was political points, definitionally so. Donald Trump killed it to win politically. But to say that the bill was bad because it didn't address anything substantively, what's lacking in substance for more funding for asylum processes? What's lacking in substance for allocating more judges to process immigrants? What's lacking in substance? Why did the Border Patrol support this bill? What's lacking in substance to staffing the border with more agents to defend our border? Which of these things are lacking in substance?
If you're bringing more judges in to process these cases, that does not mean that the cases are going to go in a way that I would like. That just means these people are going to more easily be able to enter into the country.
If you think that the goal of the judges is to just rubber stamp everybody coming in, then why would Biden need to hire more judges at all? Wouldn't every single asylum judge just say, oh, you're in, oh, you're in, oh, you're in?
No,
do you not want to process them?
How
about you just say what you actually want, because you want to shut down all immigration? Just say that. You don't want any immigrants coming in. Just say that. Be honest.
Yeah, I've said that for 5 years. That is exactly my point.
Okay, then don't say the border bill lacks substance. Just say you disagree with it because you're opposed to immigration. Also, when you say American exceptionalism, do you believe in American exceptionalism or British exceptionalism? Because I don't understand what you mean when you say American exceptionalism and then you're anti-immigration. Like,
Yes.
where do you think Americans come from? They come from other countries, right? Unless you live on a Native American reservation and you want to see the expansion of their territory. I do think that there are a lot of immigrants that have trouble assimilating to society today, but that's because half of the society that you want them to assimilate to possess no American values. And by that, I mean the Conservative Party. I expected to see Spanish people, Haitian people, whoever, marching on the Capitol or marching to tear down this country, and that's not what I've seen. I've seen conservatives that are destructive to the country in every single way. You don't believe in the rule of law. You don't believe in how the government works. You don't share foundational American principles relating to liberalism, relating to respect to free speech or the media. These are the foundational core aspects that make you an American. And right now, the issue that we have is the conservative side of the country. It's not immigrants. It's not the people that are coming into the country and not eating the cats and dogs that are a threat. It's the people who are saying that they saw it on TV when it's not even happening. That's the thing that's undermining our democracy right now.
I don't think that's true. I think that's...
How many times has Biden or Kamala said that they wanted to suspend the Constitution?
Your party is the one writing about that, though. That's obviously I don't expect like
I'm
Dark
ask the same
Brandon.
question again.
Obviously, I don't expect Dark Brandon to come out as the commander-in-chief and be like, "We're going to suspend the Constitution." But there are people still in the New Yorker. They just wrote a piece. This guy had been writing for the New Yorker for 30 years.
The New Yorker isn't Biden or Kamala Harris.
The point is the sentiment is coming from your
so
side.
Then the answer was Biden and Kamala have never said that. How many times on Truth Social has Donald Trump said that he would suspend the Constitution? And you have the audacity to say that the Republicans right now are the ones who care about rule of law?
Yes.
You yourself are talking about undermining
Yes.
the entire structure of the government by having legislation from the executive. The executive legislates. He can do things with the executive order. That's not part of the American understanding of how our government is supposed to work. And you're talking about a guy who's saying he wants to suspend the Constitution. What part of this is American?
It's in the Constitution. I mean, Lincoln did it. FDR did it. You can certainly wield the power of the executive branch in accordance with the Constitution. The point being, I don't expect the leader of the party, be that Biden or Kamala, to get on stage and say the quiet part out loud, so to speak. We need to burn the Constitution, which apparently you are suddenly so in favor of, if it means that we can stop Donald Trump. They've said that he's, a threat to democracy for like 4 or 5 years now? He was in office, and that's not what that's not what ended up happening. He left office.
That is what ended up happening.
Fine.
He tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power by trying to defraud 7 states. That is exactly what happened. And then he failed and he lost and eventually he got kicked the fuck out.
Right.
When you say the DOJ is going after patriots, do you acknowledge
that
that Donald Trump called Fox News and said, why isn't the DOJ indicting these people, that the DOJ needs to go after these people? True. Do you acknowledge that Donald Trump has tried to give direction to his DOJ in a way that you wish Biden was ever on record doing? Do you acknowledge that Donald Trump has given direct direction to the Department of Justice to go after political adversaries? Do you acknowledge that's reality?
I would use a different word than political adversary. I like it when the Department of Justice goes after disloyal R's. I don't like it when they go after MAGA patriots. That is sort of my axiom for viewing that.
You're an authoritarian,
and
yeah.
I don't think that that's actually hypocritical at all. I think that it's completely in alignment with what needs to be done.
You're an authoritarian, right? Yeah. Nothing about you is compatible with this country. If any sane immigration policy was ever created that tried to keep people away from this country, that were antithetical to the idea of the American project, you would be at the top of the list in never being allowed here. Because what you believe in, what you want, is something that's more akin to the leadership structure of all the countries that you criticize. For some reason, you fall into the trap of thinking authoritarian dictatorships are good when I like the authoritarian dictator. But it's such an unbelievable position to sit here and say that the president of the United States should be allowed to direct the DOJ as long as he's going after the people that I think are really bad. Like, what an insane position to try to unironically defend while also pretending to be an American. It's insane to me.
I want to open this up to you to ask, why Kamala?
The honest argument is we live in a two-party system right now, and at the end of the day, you're either going to vote for Trump or you're going to vote for Kamala Harris. You can have not voting for one party, or you can have a positive to vote for another party. These are the way that elections work. Republicans can pretend it's different, but Steve Bannon, when he came onto Trump's campaign, he knew this. I think Bannon had 88 days to go until the election. And when Bannon was brought on, he noticed something, that unlike all of the people that are sycophantically obsessed with Donald Trump, that believe that he's a super popular president, he's not. Donald Trump has never been a popular president. He's just really popular in the Republican Party. That's why when Bannon came on, they did things like the laptop story and everything for Hunter Biden, because they knew that the only way you could actually win the election was to drive the negatives up of the other party, rather than trying to make your own candidate more likable. Nobody on the other side likes Donald Trump. Even Republicans have to begrudgingly accept him at times. I wish that there was more conversation about policy in the United States. To be totally honest, Kamala Harris probably sits either quite a bit or a little bit to the left of me when it comes to economic policy, but Republicans have decided that we're not going to have policy conversations in this country. When Donald Trump won't say what he wants to do for foreign policy because he says it's top secret, when Donald Trump is given policy questions and he has no answer, when you go on to Donald Trump's website and you read the policy stuff and it says things like, we're going to slash inflation by making homes more affordable, and that's it, you don't really get to talk about any policy. There's no policy to talk about. I wish we could have more policy debate and more policy conversation, but I'd basically just look at the 4 years under Biden. I'd look at what the policy was there, and I'd say it's probably going to be similar under Harris than I compared to the 4 years under Trump, which I think were catastrophic and pushed this nation to the edge. And I'd say I probably don't want to repeat that. And then broadly speaking, I think that's why I support Kamala Harris as president.